Hey everyone, it's Holly here, and today I'll be showing you guys how to get the perfect base. So I've already cleansed and moisturized my skin, and I'll be going in with primer. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer, and I will just be applying that all over my face and blending it in with my finger so it melts into my skin. The primer you use is solely dependent on your skin type. So I have combination skin, so I'm using this primer to mattify as well as fill in my big pores. But obviously if you have dry skin, you're going to want to use a moisturizing primer, and so on and so forth. And again, blending it in with your fingers is going to really help melt it into the skin to make your base for your foundation and everything nice and seamless. I'll be using Absolutely Lush's incredible mirror to help me apply my foundation today. So I just turned on the switch in the back and pressed the sensor touch button on the front to turn it on. It has such beautiful lights. I'm obsessed with this mirror, so you can turn it on, and then if the light is too bright for you, you can press and hold it and it will dim the lighting to your suited needs. And then you can also dim undo the dimness and make it brighter again. So I will just be using that mirror and going in with Garnier's BB cream in light to medium. I will just be applying a light layer of that all over the face as well as the jawline, just to make sure there's a smooth transition from my face to my neck. And I'll just be blending that all in with the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Beauty Sponge. The biggest thing with foundation is not applying a big layer of it first. If you want to build up the coverage, do thin layers one at a time to build it up without making it look cakey. I'm using a BB cream because I like a more light finish on my face. I don't like the cakey feeling of foundation, so this BB cream is perfect. But if you like to have a super full coverage, then definitely get a foundation. Next, concealing, I'm taking Maybelline's Fit Me Concealer in the shade 10 Light, and I will just be further concealing areas of my face as well as highlighting. So I will first be doing kind of upside down triangle motions underneath my eyes, and this is to conceal my under eye bags as well as highlight that area of my face and further conceal the big pores I have on the sides of my nose. And then I am applying it to the tip of my nose up into the middle of my forehead, again for more coverage, applying it to my smile lines as well as my chin and my eyelids. And now that I look absolutely psycho, but you know, you always look psycho when you're in the middle of doing your makeup, I'm just blending it out with that same Real Techniques sponge. And make sure your sponge is damp when you're applying your makeup, or else it's not going to apply very well. So make sure your sponge is damp when you're using it. So again, just blending all of that out using that sponge to get a nice seamless finish. Now to set my eyelids first so they don't crease, I'm taking Rimmel's Silky Beige Stay Matte powder and just applying that with an EcoTools flat shadow brush just to ensure there are no creases. And next I will be taking that sponge and rolling it on my under eyes to get rid of all of the creases it has made, and I will then be baking my face. So I'm taking Coty's Airspun Translucent Loose Powder. If you're uncomfortable with baking, then you can just set your under eyes with normal powder, but I like extra coverage, so I'll be using loose powder. So I will just be dipping my sponge into the powder and then pressing it onto the areas where I want to bake, so my under eyes as well as my nose, because that's where my makeup creases and gets all messed up first. And to set the rest of my face, I'll be taking that same Rimmel powder with that flat buffing brush and just packing that onto my face as well as my jawline where I applied that foundation, because you want a seamless transition from your face to your jawline so there's no harsh lines. So I'm going to let my face bake for 5 minutes, and it finished baking, so I'm just brushing it off with that loose face brush just to get all of the excess powder off. And then as you can see, my under eye area and my nose are nice and matte and flawless. So next, bronzing my skin, I'm taking NYC's bronzer in the shade Sunny, and I am just applying that with a Real Techniques blush brush. So I will just be swirling that in there and tapping off the excess, and then I will be bronzing the crap out of my face. So I'll be applying it to my cheekbones, my forehead, the sides of my nose, as well as my jawline. The reason why I do this is because I want to bring some definition back into my face without having to contour for a more everyday look. But I'm also bringing some color back into my face because foundation can really wash you out. And after I apply that, I'm taking that same powder and I'm going to be packing that underneath my cheekbones just to sharpen up the line, because I like to have a very crisp line underneath where I contour / bronze my skin. And now for blush, I am taking Physicians Formula Blushing Peach Blush, that's a mouthful, with this angled brush, and I will just be applying that to the apples of my cheeks. I'm not a huge blush person, so I just like to apply a little bit to the apples of my cheeks and bring it upwards, and the blush is never that intense, just a little something to add some more color back into my skin. For my favorite part, highlighter, I'm taking ColourPop's Super Shock Cheek in Lunch Money, and I will just be applying that with a Morphe M501 brush, and I will just be dousing my brush in it and then just applying that to my cheekbones, the tip of my nose, and my Cupid's bow. Highlight honestly just finishes off any look. Most important part is setting spray. So I'm taking MAC's Fix Plus and just applying it all over to my face, and that's going to dissipate all the extra powder to make it look really nice and seamless so that you don't have a super cakey finish. So there you have it. That is how I apply foundation. And using that absolutely Lush mirror was such an incredible help. Seriously recommend it. Hope you guys enjoyed this and found it helpful. Love you all. Bye.